And we welcome you to Loco Pigskin Live on this Friday night. It has been a wet and wild week zero. We already had a couple of games pushed back to Monday, but we still got a good amount of them in. And a lot of exciting results so far for the Loco that we will run you down. Right now, Wesker here on Loco Pigskin Live. We're joined by a bunch of friends as this show goes on here. And we are well deep into our week zero slate. We had, of course, the two games yesterday with St. Andrews knocking off Hilton Prep in a very shortened affair, 28-14, Mary River Airport 37-8. But the scores today, as expected, Bluffton rolling Well Branch. Last check, they scored. They recently scored up now 42-0 over the Warriors at Whale Branch. Hilton had Seahawks taking it to Saul 45-6 last update in the second quarter of that game. I'm sure they're well beyond halftime at this point. Hilton had Christian Academy and what was presumed to be the game of the week, Battery Creek. Could they find a way to keep it close? Unfortunately, the answer for the Dolphins so far has been no. Reed McCollum and the Hilton Christian Eagles just scored again. They lead it 36-14 as we have just started the fourth quarter over there in Bluffton. The Hardyville Hurricanes with a 21-12 advantage over Bethune and Bowman. That latest score was at halftime. Looking for an update there over from the Ville. Not so great news over in Ridgeland. They are down 14-zip to Eau Claire in their opener over in Ridgeland. Lawrence Manning, 37-0 over JP2, so certainly not the results the Golden Warriors wanted after that tremendous opening night win a week ago. They're getting it taken to at the hands of a very good Swamp Cats team over at Lawrence Manning. Colleton Prep bouncing back, rolling over St. John's Christian. Last update, 48-10. War Eagles well on their way to their first win of the year. Beaufort Academy. Nick Underwood is having himself a night. He is accounted for all 4 touchdowns for the BA Eagles, including a pick 6, a couple of rushing scores. They are up 27-7 in most part all because Mr. Nick Underwood, his Eagles look to go 2-0 on the young season. We did have a game that got canceled from last reports. Thomas Hayward at Bethesda Academy. Rebels trying to get their first game of the season in, but looking like they were not able to. So THA, Tony O'Banner and company may have to wait another week to get their first game of the season in. I'm not sure that one will be rescheduled. Still looking on details of the cross schools, Jefferson Davis, if they got that game in. A ton of rain and bad weather around the area. So I'm still looking to see if we find any results there. Okay, 41-0. I guess there was a missed PAT or something over there for the Bobcats. So last we checked, 41-0. Bluffton over Whale Branch. And then we had 3 games postponed that should have been played today, but the weather wiped them out, moved them to Monday. 41-42. I'm not quite sure what you mean there. In the comments, trying to get the correct score. Yeah, they're up 41, not 42. So I'm guessing that is a 41-0 lead for the Bobcats of Bluffton. Hayden Gregory and company rolling as expected in that opening game over a Whale Branch team, really looking to find some identity here after they lost a couple of guys at the transfer portal and some guys at graduation. But this Bluffton team, certainly the hype team of the preseason, if you will, with a bunch of those guys, Carnell Warren and company, that offense churning as expected. We'll certainly get some more details about who are the studs there later on today and tonight. And of course, Aiden McCarthy leading the way under center, as well as Max Araj has entered the studio on location.
I am at Ridgeland High School, where Hardyville and Bethune-Bowman are taking on each other. Bethune-Bowman has just scored a touchdown with 4:05 left in the third quarter, and I believe the 2-point conversion was good. So Bethune, the score now is 21-20 in favor of Hardyville Hurricanes. So we have a tight one here at Ridgeland.
got a ball game over there in the Ville, 21-20. Hardyville with a narrow advantage over Bethany and Bowman. An important game for the Canes. You'd love to start off with, especially a game that you won last year. And Mac is also joined by the founder of Lowco Sports, Justin Jarrett. How are you doing?
Yeah, three touchdowns tonight for our guy Kamari Brown, including one with 12 seconds left in the half to go up 21-12. But now Bowman fighting back. It's been a good game. Both teams showing some fight on both sides of the ball. Both teams look better than a year ago.
Yeah,
could be a good finish over here.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of cramps.
Yeah, well, as expected on an August week 0 game. But yeah, give a lot of credit to Bethany and Bowman because they were saying, okay, well, Hardyville won big last year, but you got to account for the other team as well. And certainly we're getting really good signs from this Bethany and Bowman team. They're going to be competing. Looks like until the very end of this one. We will also bring in the live stream thanks to Beaufort's own at Battery Creek and Hilton Head Christian Academy. The Eagles are rolling and running away with this one in the fourth quarter as they look to cement their first victory of the year after a good effort on the road at Porter Gad last week. There were 3 games that were postponed to Monday. Fort Dorchester at Beaufort. Hampton County Colleton and Active Magnet Patrick Henry. Those 3 games will be played on Monday night.
County TV is proud to partner with Beaufort's own to
Well, I'll tell you this. I came over to Richland from Whale Branch after the first half of Whale Branch against Bluffton. If I'm being honest, sloppy start for Bluffton. Really, really sloppy start for them. Aiden McCarthy couldn't find how to throw the football. You know, he was just missing plays, and they were just playing some sloppy play. But clearly playing better in the second half as they were up last time I checked, 35-0. They may have changed, but I will say Whale Branch is going to really struggle this year. From what I saw, tons of mistakes. They were very lazy on the football, so they got a lot to work on going into the next week. But Bluffton should be up way more than they are right now. But they just played some sloppy ball in the first and second quarter.
This is the time to make mistakes, and when you're up 41-0, I think they just scored, missed the PAT to increase their lead as Hilton Head Christian Academy nursing a 36-14 advantage over there at the cage. And I think a lot of people thought that Battery Creek would have made this a little bit tighter, but impressive offensive display by the Eagles and Reed McCollum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm kind of shocked at how this game's gone. But Battery Creek looks very, very lethargic. Obviously it's their first game. Hilton Head Christian Academy has a game under their belt. So very different situations there. I think that was kind of the case last year. A ton of cramps are going to start to come in for Battery Creek as well, I think. So, they're struggling here. I think, Hilton Head Christian definitely has the advantage.
It's like Hudson Baker found his way into the end zone for Hilton Head Christian Academy. Crest Langhouse scored on a pitch 26 yards out. The score right before the half that made it 22-6, and that really was the key blow in that game to go up a couple scores before the intermission. And Jackson Richardson shining on defense with an interception, and then I believe they recovered a fumble as well in that game. On top of that, so Hilton Head Christian Academy showing off some stellar play on both sides of the ball, and I think this Ron Peduzzi team is already improved by leaps and bounds, especially from the point they were last year. I mean, you just look at the improvement just from a year ago already from what we saw from this team. It's pretty cool to see this quick improvement.
We do have a final score from Hilton Head High School. 59-12 in favor of the Seahawks. Kind of shocked. Stahl scored some points. How about that?
They did. So my shutout prediction was not correct, but I will take the big time win for Hilton High, and I will say that the offense is. I mean, they certainly lost a couple of guys. You can't replace a guy like Timko, but Zarnecki has been a beast, and they got some other dudes. Around Reniziscu, who I think is doing a great job being that game manager, and he's been able to throw it pretty well. In addition just handed it off. So, and the defense has been as advertised. I mean, you look at this game, and certainly it was 38-0, and then at that point, it's pretty much academic in terms of the final score line at that point. Defense showed up early, and from Hilton Head, looks like they are going to be a force in this region once again. I don't think anyone's going to sleep on them this time, especially after what happened last year. I think Hilton Head is right there alongside the Bluftons and May Rivers of the world.
Yeah, I think we also know, like, we know that most of this team had experience last year. Most of the starters played as starters this past season. A lot of them were sophomores last year, now juniors. Much more experienced team, I think, this season for Hilton Head High School. So I think for them, they're going to be a really, really tough squad to beat this year.
A somber fanfare. This one, 37-0. Lawrence Manning shutout win over JP2.
Tough loss. I think the one thing, if you look at JP2, they're going to be a strong team, but the problem, I think what they are going to be weak in is depth. I think they lack depth at the moment, and I think that could be a huge issue. But also, that Lawrence Manning team is not an easy team to beat. That's a well-coached program. So, anything happens, and especially when you're on the road and a decent drive up to Manning, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's a hike. You have to go all the way up to Maine to play a game on a Friday night, but I'm throw that one out the window. It's tough environment, tough place to play. I'm sure even with the tough result this week, you got to be excited about what JP2 could do this year going forward. And let me see who they have next. Or maybe you can look it up while I know you're at the game trying to do a bunch of things at once, produce and be the host of the show at the same time. Not easy, folks, but let's see who JP2 has next week. Because I think that this Golden Warriors team, with Alan Wolf under center and with an improved defense, could be a really interesting squad. Battery Creek, though, that one could be exciting. I think that one could be potentially an even game. I'd give a slight edge to Battery Creek, but JP2 will compete in that game, especially if
it's a home game for them as well.
That's important.
Yeah. It is important. I think JP2 Battery Creek is going to be really, really close. Like, that's a coin flip kind of game right there. JP2 could give Battery Creek a run for their money because they got size on that line, and they could be someone that Battery Creek may not expect to be as good as they are.
Yeah, this is a team that can sneak up on you if you're not careful with their size up there, and sometimes you see those high school league teams, and it's hard for those Skeeza squads to have that amount of size and athleticism on the line compared to this high school league team. So it should be a tight game. I think JP2 has shown that they can stay in a game like that, but certainly Battery Creek, if it's looking like they're going to go down in this one, I expect them to be hungry.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an update here from Ridgeland. An unsportsmanlike conduct by Bethune-Bowman has put Hardyville just a few yards outside of the red zone, and they are driving this football.
All right. They're looking to respond, a 1-point lead. It's opening game of the 2025 season for the Hurricanes.
Looks like it'll be another penalty on Bethune-Bowman, face mask on first down and 10. So should be another first down and put them into the red zone.
Someone asked for the Colleton Prep score. Our last update, we saw 48-10 over St. John's Christian. It looks like they are well on their way.
That's got to be an ugly. It's got to be an ugly game out there. That field is not the best, especially when there's rain on there.
Yeah,
out of St. John's, it's gonna be. If we get any pictures of Colleton Prep's white jerseys, expect them to be black. They won't be white. They will be black, especially on that field.
All right, so what do we got here? Hardyville driving deep into enemy territory, trying to restore at least a 7 or 8 point lead over Bethune-Bowman as Harry Creek trying to get something started with 4 minutes to go. Dolphins trying to salvage something here at the end, but down by decent amount, 22-36-14. So we get late over at Epic Age, but a really nice opening win, or a first win for the Eagles after dropping their first game to Porter-Gaud last week. So that one about to wrap up over in Bluffton.
Yep. And do we have another update? No updates yet regarding Whale Branch and Bluffton, but I have a feeling Bluffton's well in for that win.
I guess the only drama is the bet that we don't make bets on these games.
No, of course not.
A friendly debate.
We just play a nice friendly game of over under. That's all we have to say about that.
There you go. Yeah.
That's all we need to say.
We don't place bets on school sports, obviously. But what we do is we like
the quarterback's head.
Well, fumble, bad snap by Hardyville High School in just outside the red zone on a 1st down and 20. A bad snap by Hardyville, and Bethune-Bowman has picked up the ball at midfield. That ball traveled a long way. So fumble recovery by Bethune-Bowman.
Oh, brutal sequence right there for the Hurricanes. You were just about to score, and now Bethune-Bowman with a down by just one have a chance to grab the lead here late in that game. So a really untimely turnover there by the Canes, and now the defense will have to come to the rescue here for.
The ball will be at about the 41-42 yard line of Bethune-Bowman territory. So they are just shy of midfield here. Hardyville needs to stop them right here. I will say Bethune-Bowman has a pretty decent size offensive line. Got some big boys on them.
That's a huge difference, and you have that kind of size and skill up front, especially in 1A football, because those can be hard to come by as being tackled there at the line of scrimmage. So there are 4 minutes to go. Hilton Head Christian Academy. Eagles about to wrap this one up.
Yeah. Boy, penalties have been the issue today for both teams here at Ridgeland. Another penalty
You see that a lot
on Bethune-Bowman.
Jitters of this first week of the season. You see a lot of mental mistakes around this time of year. Both teams trying to figure things out.
That'll be a holding on Bethune-Bowman. So that'll be first down. First down, and that will be the third quarter with that penalty. So after 3 quarters, 21-20 in favor of the Hurricanes of Hardyville High School. Exciting looking fourth quarter coming up here.
Well, that looks like the tightest game by far here in this week here in the Low Country. We have a bunch of blowouts now. That we have a quarter break. Let's run through the scores again. Going back to last night, of course, St. Andrews 28, Hilton Head Prep 14, May River 37. Now, going back to the Hilton Head Prep game, that game was only 2 quarters long. Got washed out because of weather there too. May River 37, Airport 8. That was later on last night. And another score that just came in. Give me a second here.
Let's go.
Oh.
Jefferson Davis 52 cross 6.
Yeah, kind of expected that one. Definitely expected that one. Look, Jefferson Davis is a powerhouse of an 8-man football program, so kind of expected that one from cross schools. Unfortunately,
I heard the Stingrays were down to like 11 players after last week's game due to injuries. So I think they were.
Yeah, that's tough going, especially against Jefferson Davis.
But I guess our B team had a good showing against Politan, so maybe they got some guys like.
So fourth quarter beginning here in Ridgeland. Bethune-Bowman ball, deep pass, almost intercepted by Tyrell.
Now I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you saw this, but Nick Underwood has completely taken over that Buford Academy game. I believe he has factored into all 4 touchdowns from what I'd seen on their Instagram.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Nick Underwood has accounted for so far all 4 of Buford Academy's touchdowns in that game against Carolina Academy, including a pick 6. doing it on offense and defense.
Fantastic.
They are up 27-7 last we checked, third quarter, as they are taking it to the.
Now remind me who they playing again?
The Carolina Academy. It's like Ohio State. They like to put the V in front of their school name.
Gotcha. Cool. Good.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Good
stuff from Underwood.
Very, very impressive start. Nick Underwood might be one of the biggest breakout players of the season here in the Low Country. He has been unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this Buford Academy team is looking seriously dangerous. You want to see who wins that region, man. I'd put my bets right now on the way Buford Academy's been playing.
I think you got to, because you haven't seen Thomas Hayward yet. Carlton Prep has been a little disappointing, but they'll still be a factor.
We should find out, because Thomas Hayward currently is playing, as far as I know, down in Savannah.
Last time I checked, they said the game was.
Did they move it?
Canceled?
They may have moved it. Oh, deep pass. And a long touchdown pass for Bethune-Bowman. And they have taken the lead over Hardyville High School.
Oh, my.
27-21, pending the extra points.
Thought they were very close to a big defensive stand, but Bethune-Bowman cashes in on the turnover. And now lead it in the fourth quarter. Tough one for Hardyville's defense. Very, very close to getting out of that mess of the turnover and getting the ball back. But Bethune-Bowman now with pending the extra point, 26-21. See if they go for one or two. So what an impressive performance for Bethune-Bowman in this game, coming from behind, take the lead here in the fourth, and now really will test the mettle of this Hardyville team. Can they respond to get the ball back?
The 2-point conversion is no good, so the score will remain as it is. 11:28 left in the fourth quarter, 27-21 in favor of Bethune-Bowman.
Battery Creek finding the end zone 36-20. Your score, but that was just with 1:24 to go. So finishing touches on that one is just updated by our good friend Marcus Walsh, who was at the game, and I think he's heading back home to join us here on Lowco Pigskin Live.
He might hop on the car ride home. We'll see.
Very well could. So some adversity here for Hardyville. Can they find a way to respond? Still a ton of time left, early fourth quarter. Want to put together a response drive right here. What have you seen from the offense so far up to this point? Certainly a tough turnover, but before that,
they're driving the ball down the field. I mean, Bethune has been making mistakes on the defensive side of the ball, which has given Hardyville chances, but Hardyville has not been able to capitalize when they get into the red zone. Our boy, Mr. Rayleigh himself, Blake Rayleigh's joining us here. Coming to say hi to everyone.
Rayleigh with the cameo here on Lowco Pigskin Live. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, another flag here in this game. My God, this has been the story of this game.
Still looking for updates from Bluffton. Hardyville.
Ray Alonso was out there. I'm not sure if he's out there now.
So we'll see if we find a final from somebody. Eau Claire 14, Ridgeville nothing. The third. Last time I checked that one. Lawrence Manning shut out JP2 37-0, as we said. Carlton Prep 48-10. Our last update against St. John's.
I have a score correction here from Hardyville from Ridgeland. Oh, hold on a second. Hardyville. Oh my goodness. Hold on 1 second. We get out of here. Kamari. Tyrell Jameson with the touchdown for Hardyville High School on the kickoff return. Hardyville
touchdown.
27.
Unbelievable. The Hurricanes right back at them. They snatched the lead right back.
I was gonna say there's a scoring correction here. It was 26-21 instead of 27-21. So with that touchdown, Hardyville has taken the lead, the 1-point lead, pending the extra point here, 27-26.
7-26 Canes. Exactly what you wanted right there. And obviously you'd like a long drive, but you will take a kickoff return touchdown as well if you're the Hurricanes, is counting down the seconds at the cage.
And we have a final from Hilton Head Christian. Final score 36-20 in favor of the Eagles of Hilton Head Christian. And the 2-point conversion is good for Hardyville High School. They take the 29-26 lead, and the lights are going absolutely crazy out here.
Oh, yeah, it's a light show over in the Bell. Love to see that.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's a great touch.
They got some cool light shows going out here at Jaguar Stadium, man. Some crazy stuff out here.
That is fantastic. Hardyville with the instant response.
We do have an update.
The 2-point try was good, correct? Hardyville?
We have an update from Colleton Prep. Colleton Prep is up 60-24 in the fourth quarter. So they are getting back on the right track with a win here tonight over St. John's Christian at the Mud Pit up in St. John's in Monk's Corner.
Alton Prep 60, St. John's Christian 24. Is that a final? Or the game still going on the fourth? Max Araj muted. We'll have to try to get him back here. Carlton Prep rolling 60-24 late in that one against St. John's Christian. Max, I think you're muted. Oh, now he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry.
All right, so 60-24, you said Carlton Prep over St. John's Christian.
Yes.
And then Hardyville, the 2-point try was good from what I...
Yes, it was. So it's 29-26 in favor of Hardyville.
All right, so terrific response there by the Canes on the special teams kickoff return. Now can the defense really bounce back and pick up a stop here in the fourth quarter. This Hardyville team showing some resilience here, and you'd love to say that special teams can turn the entire game around in one play just like that. So a tremendous job there by Canes return team. They lead by 3. You have an original update? I'm still looking for a score over there. Last I saw 14-0 Eau Claire.
Yeah. All right. Bethune-Bowman's back on offense here in Ridgeland. They will be at about the 35-yard line in their own territory here. We'll try to drive and take back the lead. It's a 3-point game here.
Into the third, Beaufort Academy 33, Carolina Academy 13.
Wow. Yeah, dude, this golly. See, I think Beaufort Academy is they just got too many really strong, talented players. They got some big size on the offensive line and the defensive line. Man, they are a really solid all-around put-together team.
Yeah, I mean, you add in Ross Saunders, who came in from Whale Branch. I mean, that's an important presence to have on that line.
Huge presence.
Yeah, so, I mean, he can do it on both sides. Nick Underwood, just an absolute beast running up the middle. And then, of course, Fripp, who has completely taken over when he's been able to get that deep threat established. Watch out for Beaufort Academy. They are a legit threat in 1A Skeeza this year. I don't think you can argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd put them in as championship contenders this year, 100%.
Not one of the favorites right now, just compared to what we've seen. I mean, we haven't seen Thomas Herod yet, but really, other than Antonio Banner, I mean, obviously he is a monster when he's on the field, but right now we just haven't seen much from them because they haven't played yet. But just from what we've seen from Beaufort Academy, I think they have the talents and strength up front to rival anyone in this classification. I don't think you can argue against that from what we have seen from 2 games BA. So really impressive from Nick. I mean, honestly, it's hard to bet against that guy. He can coach. I mean, he's won a bunch of state titles at Thomas Hayward, and even with a team that he had to kind of rebuild a bit, or at least retool, he has done a wonderful job so far through 2 games. So this PA team is looking legit early on in the season. Over in 1A, Carlton Prep, I think, is going to be a factor as well. Putting on a 60 tonight.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to be able to compete with Beaver Academy, it's probably Carlton Prep. I don't know if Thomas Hayward's got what it takes to in terms, because I think there's some missing players there, some missing holes. I think for Thomas Hayward, they're young, much younger than last year. So I think if anyone's got a chance to take down Beaver Academy, I think it's gonna have to be Carlton Prep, and we'll see if they're able to do that.
Oh, we have a break in the action over in Hardyville. This Lowco Pigskin Live, presented by Mickelson Law Firm, original sponsor, all-star sponsor, our official real estate closing attorney, presenting sponsor of Hilton Head Christian County, who are winners tonight against Battery Creek. You can call Mickelson Law Firm for all your legal needs. Getting ready to get things started again from the Ville. Hardyville back on top after a kickoff return touchdown. So they lead it by 3. Hurricanes looking to start early on the season again with a win over this Bethany Bowman squad, but a much tighter game. What we saw a year ago between these two teams. But I think this new coach is doing a great job. Just 1 game in, I feel like there's a lot more weapons and talent on just grown talent on this Hardyville team compared to what we saw just a year ago. And exciting signs on this Hardyville roster up to this point. Mentioned that Hilton had won big 59-12 over Stall, a big game from Thad Zarnecki. He they put him out wide a bit as an outlet to catch passes from Ranaziski, and he's been instant impact. But I mean, they have others as well who stepped in and produced on the ground. Catman Jr. Was a beast. He picked up an interception. He added a score on the ground. He's going to do it all this year for Hilton Head. So watch out. One of the more under the radar transfers over the summer. He is already providing dividends to that Hilton Head team. So do not sleep on the Seahawk team, especially when Rich was playing at that level. They've got some athletes on the scene. And Jeremiah Walters was excellent as well running the football. They have a really multi-talented offense, if you will, in terms of skill positions. Now, in terms of the passing game, we didn't really see much of it because they really didn't need it against this Stall team. But you would expect as the season goes along, more opportunities for Ranaziski to throw the football. But I like his poise over there. He was able to connect with Walters a couple times for some nice touches, including one of the passing score that Walters showed up to speed for. So Hilton Head looking like once again they're going to be a factor in this tremendous region. Of course, May River won big in a really impressive showing against Airport last night on the Thursday night game, 37-8. They're going to be a factor. Bluffton up big. So all these teams in the region right now have been putting together some statement victories, or at least blowout victories, as you would expect. But a lot of them just even more impressive with the way they've been doing it. So this region is getting fun, really by the day, seeing how these teams have gone on early on in the season, and that round robin. Of course, you had Bishop England, who we'll have to check out they did tonight if they were able to get their game in, because a bunch of those Charleston schools.
They kind of shut it down. I think Charleston School District kind of shut down a lot of.
Yeah, Fort Dorchester couldn't come to Beaufort, so that game was moved to Monday.
Yeah. This is what it is. Going back to Hilton Head, Hilton Head and Bluffton, kind of tune-up games for them. 2 teams that they were playing, Whale Branch kind of in a rebuild mode. We know what Stall is, which is unfortunate if you're Stall, seeing your football team struggle as much as they do. Kind of tune-up games for both, but I think May Rivers was very important. And a touchdown for Bethune-Bowman. Man, they drove down the field with some pace too. Only taking 3 minutes off the clock. With 8:04 left, it is 32-29 Bethune-Bowman. Boy, the receivers have been an issue for Hardyville in this one.
Yeah, Hardyville's defense unable to get that key stop right now as we welcome in Marcus Walsh, play-by-play for WHHI TV, fresh from a visit
Big
from
boy Marcus Walsh.
Marcus is at 8 tonight. Yep.
Just heading out from HHCA, 36-20 was the final score here. And guys, it was actually pretty competitive down the stretch. Tell you what, Eddie Hayward got off to a great start for Battery Creek, but they really struggled mightily to stop multiple guys for HHCA. First quarter, HHCA really kind of played. They were filling out how things were going to go. It was scoreless at the end of one. Hayward put it into the end zone for BC to make it 6-0. And then up until the late part of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, it was all HHCA. Joey hopped. I was sitting next to John. Joey hopped with a couple of big catches, had a few touchdowns. Reed McCollum was an animal, running around like a wild and crazy guy, making a bunch of plays on the ground, doing a lot of things. And it was a little bit of a struggle and some sloppy play in the first half. But HHCA really, gave it their all and got an extra will in the second half. Gave up some plays in there. Of course, we see it with the cramping going on just because it's so hot here early in the season, plus just the conditions. It rained about the entire game. There was no lightning or thunder, but it was a constant driving rain. That's why I was in the press box. Didn't want to get caught in that. But for what the conditions were and whatnot, I give a lot of credit to Battery Creek because they came back and they really made it pretty interesting after being down big. I think the most that they were down was 29-7 at one point. Yes, and then they cut it down to 15 at 29-14. Made it a 16-point game. There are things that they definitely have to work on, making tackles, wrapping guys up. I don't know if the Battery Creek roster I had was updated, but Chase Olson, I knew was number 12, and he was playing on defense. And if it was him in the second half, he jacked up his knee, kind of twisting around, or twisting with the ground being as soggy as it was. And I don't think he came back in the game. Thomas Gem did leave momentarily in the first quarter. He ended up coming back, but a lot of cramping and a lot of issues just with the way the field was playing because it was a torrential downpour with mud there on the field the entire game.
Ooh, good run on a kickoff return by Kyrell Jameson for Hardyville High School.
Did they get the conversion? Did they go for 2 and get it, or they
did go for 2? They did not get it, so the score remains the same. It is 32-29 in favor of Bethune-Bowman.
All right, so still a 3-point game as we can move forward here over at the Villa. You got how much time is left in that game? I know we're in the fourth.
There is 7:55 left in the fourth quarter.
You don't have to hurry. I've still got a lot of time if you're Hardyville as you try to retake the lead. What has been a shootout these last few minutes here, back and forth, and a highly contested opening game for these two teams. Both know how important it is, especially with Hardyville winning big in earlier last year. Much different game this time around. So credit to Bethune-Bowman, even though Hardyville, you'd love to see an improvement on the defensive side from what we have witnessed so far by the Hurricanes. As Marcus Walsh left us, or at least the screen went dark, trying to get him back here.
I'm still
okay.
I'm still here. I just went dark because we're heading back home, but I'm still here with you.
Yes, sorry. Another update from Carlton Prep: 66-24. The Warhawks pointed on.
Wow. I guess. there
Still
any
in
update on when that Fort Dorchester Buford game is going to be played?
that we played on Monday
Or if
night. Monday night.
oh, that will be played Monday. Okay.
Yes. Yes, in the Ladies Island. So obviously, Charleston County decided to postpone all the games scheduled for tonight in that area. So that game was moved to Monday, alongside two other games in the Low Country, which will also be played on Monday night. Hampton Colleton and Academic Magnet at Patrick Henry will all be played on Monday.
Gotcha.
Mark's still making his way back from the cage here on
Sounds good.
Lowco Pigskin Live Week
Yep.
0 edition. Carleton Prep, as we mentioned, doing to build their lead up 66-24. BA last we checked, trying to finish off would be a really nice road winner, up 20 over Carolina Academy. As we said, a huge game for Nick Underwood, who is kind of for 4 of the touchdowns. At least I don't know who scored the last one, but he scored 4 of them, including a pick 6 for a touchdown. BA is looking really solid. Marcus, we talked about how good that BA. Obviously, it didn't come media day. Maybe they were holding something to the vest or something, because this BA team is looking tremendous so far here this year. 33-13 with 8 minutes.
It's like I said last week, as far as BA goes, you think of what they lost, and they lost some big guys on their squads and whatnot, but then you quickly remember, based off of what happened last week, and obviously Hilton Head Prep was getting talked about, and obviously they ended up struggling much of the game yesterday too. But you talk about Hilton Head Prep and what they got, you forget how good that BA is, and they really are. They're like a well-tuned, well-oiled machine.
They've played
just
like it,
plugging
sure.
in guys as they can.
Yep. Yeah, shut out Hilton Head Prep last week in a shortened game because of the weather, and then pretty much dominate most part of this game. Carolina Academy on the road, 2 road wins potentially if they can hold on here, and then they'll get to come back home 2-0 if they can finish this one off. So, I mean, that they have been, I'm not saying much of a surprise they've been, but they have been a team that has really impressed and taken advantage of the opportunities they've been given so far, with 2 massive, or at least this one would be more than a massive road win, but both are pretty solid victories. I mean, never easy playing at Sea Pines, but they certainly showed they were the better team, and at least sometimes it is if you're playing having a good year. Hilton Prep has had some tough years, so but even so, those afternoon specials of afternoon delight games are never easy at all. But BA, they'll be back home next week. They will host St. John's Christian, which after what we saw from them against Carleton, BA should have a great chance of winning that one as well. So Buford Academy set up for a really nice start to the year, and they could roll that right into region play. So it is looking like it could be quite a year for the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. I was
and the Eagles as well, Hilton Head Christian Academy, that you saw here. They what do you think of Reed McCollum?
Yeah, it's like I just said. He is terrific, and I went in that he was going to be great. This is the 3rd year that I've seen him in person, of course, and of course we know Navy's going to get a great one. But he goes, as that team goes. Tommy Gem as well was really sharp, made some big plays on the offensive side. Additionally, but that team goes through Reed McCollum. He is literally the field general. He can do some things on defense still too, but that team goes as he goes. There's a lot of pieces like a Joey Haupt or a Thomas Gem. Wangles had some big plays. Mo Fields with big plays. Finn Ussery on defense. My gosh, he was all over the place.
Hey, quick update
did a great
here,
job
fellas.
too. But go for it, Max.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I got a quick update here from Ridgeland. Hardyville has turned over the ball on downs. It is now first down Bethune-Bowman at about the 31-yard line in Bethune-Bowman territory. Hardyville needs a 3-and-out here to get the ball back with 5:51 left in the game.
What's the score?
Score is currently 32-29 in favor of Bethune-Bowman.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Artyville was up by a decent margin after that first half, at least like 10 points or so. But
Got a final score as well.
Yeah, Bethune Bowman has been on the comeback trail, and a couple of quick strike touchdowns in the second half to
Looks
take
like
the
we
lead.
Lost. Wes, what was, and now
I think we're
back there, Max. What was the final score?
Final score is Colleton Prep wins 66-24 over St. John's Christian. Colleton Prep getting their anger out tonight from what happened last Friday.
Bounce back wins for the
66-24 for those of you that may not have heard that.
64-24, your final, as they dominate.
I think Marcus might be having some technical difficulties there.
I am. I'm about ready to pull it home.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will say right now.
Yeah, pull in and join us shortly after you get home. No problem there.
I will say, that's a good win for Colleton Prep. Get your anger out, get your frustrations out with what happened the Friday beforehand. What better way to get it done than at the mud pit of St. John's Christian over in Monk's Corner? I'm sure if they won 66-24, I'm sure those white jerseys are just covered with mud right now.
Indeed, it was a muddy one out there. I'm trying to make the Christian Academy score go final, because that is also a final 36-20, I believe, as HHCA gets the dub there. Yep. Hilton Head Christian kind of gets their first win of the season. Good performance last week at Porter Goud, and I think the resounding feeling when this game, it was going to be a lot closer, but the speed and talent of Christian County kind of won out in this game, and they were able to get a couple of quick scores midway through it and control. But the Christian County, I think they're, as I said earlier, I think they're miles ahead of where they were last year at this point. Much better of a team.
As I said, Wes, they actually trailed. BC was the first team to score, and there was no score at the end of one. So the first quarter plus, both teams were just kind of feeling their way through it.
Yep. I am excited for their next game at Bethesda Academy. Bethesda, I believe that'll be their first game of the season if they don't reschedule this Hayward game before, which I don't think they have. So in that case, Bethesda would have their first game of the season.
Right.
Against
Bethesda and Hayward.
This game was a no contest between Hayward and Bethesda. So their first game against Hilton Christian, which should be a really fun one next week. Marcus Walsh returning to the studio here. Max, Hardyville needs to stop.
I do have an update. So it will be Hardyville did force a 3-and-out here on Bethune-Bowman. They're going to punt after an intentional grounding on third down from Bethune-Bowman. It'll be fourth down and about. Oh my! Wow! What a call by that. That's a questionable call by the ref. They've just waved off the intentional grounding, but it will be fourth down. Fourth down and about 10, 11 yards here. So we're seeing if they're going to go for it here or just punt it off and give it back to the Hardyville Hurricanes.
Interesting. It'll be a tough decision. Depends on where they are in the field. But I'm being surprised to see if you're on the road, sometimes you'll take those chances and try to convert. But that is a decently long fourth down attempt. So I'd be surprised if they do punt it, but we'll see what they decide to do. Max Araj trying to join us back. He's muted right now here. Here he comes.
He's back in his confines, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Walsh back in his confines.
Yes, got the WHHI hat on.
I typically don't go for it during game days, but with the rain and whatnot, I'm like, I'm gonna stick it on.
Yeah. Marcus, forgot we haven't talked to you about some of the other games. including Hilton Head, who put on a statement win, or at least a win that you'd expected. But the way they showed out earlier and just put up score after score against the Stall team, first game of the year was pretty impressive. Your
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
59, 59-12, and those
So-
were probably later in the game.
65-0 last year, so I'm sure
Yeah.
BJ wasn't too thrilled with giving up 12 points.
No doubt.
but,
I
you
believe
know-
they gave up a score in the first half too.
Yeah, were you there for any of that? I know you said you
I was
might
there.
go.
I was there for the first majority of the first half, and they went up 38-0.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a definite result that I'm not surprised of at all.
Goodness!
Very, very much looking forward to seeing Hilton Head this year.
Touchdown, Hardyville!
Oh, are you kidding me?
Tyrell Jamison on the punt return. He's now going to kick up and a punt return tonight.
Special tonight for the Hardyville Hurricanes.
Nice.
The kickoff return and the punt return the same game, and the Hurricanes take the lead back. Wow.
Wow.
The magic
And the light shows are going here in Richland. And by light shows, I mean Kyrell Jamison, not just the lights show of Kyrell Jamison.
I knew something would
Kickoff
happen
return
when I saw that
touchdown
light
and
show
a
going
punt
on.
return touchdown for Kyrell Jamison.
Wow.
Awesome stuff.
So that makes it 35-32 pending the PAT. Hardyville back in front late in the fourth quarter. Now can the defense shut it down?
So they're going to go for potentially the extra point here, see what they do. But it's 35-32 right now, pending the extra point.
Yeah, the kicking game, I would assume you go for 1 year because up by 3. Although I'm not
And
sure.
the extra point is good. Hardyville takes the 36-32 lead with 4:24 left in the fourth quarter.
Certainly, for Team Bowman, maybe the right decision would have been to go for it now that you knew that the special teams game did what it did the last time on that kickoff return. But credit to Hardyville for some excitement there. The punt return touchdown, and now one stop away from potentially having a chance to close out what would be a tremendous first win at home, and a hard-fought one at that too. Love the excitement, the energy over there. I hear the marching band in the background, the light show. Man, you gotta love 1A football and the excitement.
I'm kind of dancing to the music. It's good stuff.
Are we still in the third quarter in the Whale Branch Bluffton game?
Hold on, we got we have Justin James dancing on the camera here right now.
We got the touching shockwave back there.
We having fun out here. We're having fun out here.
I know. I'm trying to get a Bluffton update.
What's looking for another update from Bluffton and see if I'll look up the socials and see if I find one there. Hardyville Hurricanes back in front.
Had a fun day at the first half of the day at the Ville. Got to meet with JJ and Jessa Jeremiah. Talked to some of the kids in one of JJ's journalism classes. It was a fun morning.
It's fun stuff over there. I had the opportunity to be there during last spring. Hopefully, I'll be there a little more often during the fall. It's some fun stuff over there.
We're already planning, Jessa and I, to possibly go to one of Bracken's media tech classes and talk to them as well.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
That would be great. That would be awesome. Carolina Academy has scored, but Beaufort Academy is still up 33-21 in that game. That was in the fourth quarter. Yeah, he looks to run the rest of that clock out with Nick Underwood and company. Nick Underwood with a huge game, as we mentioned, a couple of touchdowns, including pick 6. They are in a good spot, up multiple scores late against Carolina Academy. Bluffton 41-0 last check, still trying to get a final there. Some other scores. Eau Claire was up 14-0 over Ridgeland. And Jefferson Davis beat Cross 50-6 in 8-man football.
All right, it's third down here for Bethune-Bowman.
Right.
Hardyville trying to force another 3 and out.
Canes fans on their feet right now. Let's do it. Get that stop.
3:35 left in the fourth quarter. The one thing I'll say about Bethune-Bowman is they got some decent receivers. They got some height on the receiving core. Most of them are well over 6 feet.
At some point in this game, but a chance to stop them right here.
And they did stop him on third down.
So 4th and what are we looking at here?
Uh-oh. We do have another flag on the field. I'm trying to see what this is about.
Hardyville up by 4 after the punt return touchdown late in the fourth quarter. Lawrence Manning 37, JP2 nothing. That was earlier as well today. 66.
So, the penalty was personal foul on Bethune-Bowman, and so that is going to drive them back. Looks like they're going to replay third down here. I would have just sent them on fourth down.
Would you have taken it down?
Because it would have been 4th and 5, which would have given them a better chance of getting the fourth down if they went for it.
Do you take the down there, or do you push them back?
I don't hate either option here, unless they did lose the down. They did.
Was a loss of down penalty?
Well, it looks like it's a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down on the personal foul.
It doesn't matter. That's fourth and very long.
Yeah, but they are going for it here.
It's a pretty easy decision at this point. Where you are in the game, I think you got to keep the offense on the field.
On fourth down, Bethune-Bowman calls a timeout with 3:02 left in the fourth quarter.
So a chance here for Hardyville to get the ball back and look to ice it up. If they can get one more stop. You don't want to take any silly penalty here, especially what we've seen. A lot of flags are on the field, so we're going to play smart defense and look to get that all-important stop here on 4th and very long. But this Bethune-Bowman receiving core has shown they can go up and get those deep balls, so you got to be careful.
All right, so after the timeout, it is 4th down and about it looks like 15, maybe 20 there. Looks like it's 4th down and 20. They're going to punt it. Fumble on the snap. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The ball is still live. And whose ball is it? I don't think it really matters. It's going to be Hardyville football. Uh-oh, we have an umpire down. Hold on one second.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So it will be Hardyville first down. The umpire's okay, by the way. He got up. Good. He's good. It will be first down at about the 4-yard line in Bethune-Bowman territory.
Oh, wow. So a chance to shut the door here with another touchdown.
So first down, and with 2:53 left, they could shut this down right here, right now.
Given a gift here with a couple of miscues with some penalties and bad snaps here from Bethune-Bowman. Hardyville trying to lock this one down. And this is a program which I think is really on a good trajectory right here. And, this is a team they beat last year, but Bethune-Bowman certainly showing a lot more this season. And it's always so important to get that first win of the season early.
No doubt.
What program you are.
We said the same thing about JP2 last week.
Yep. Especially for Hardyville, a program which is only in its second year of rebirth.
Yep.
All right, first and goal from the 4 for the Hurricanes.
And it is a touchdown for Hardyville High School. The Hurricanes have extended that lead 42-32 pending the extra point with 2:48 left in the game. I'm trying to see who that was.
Kamari Brown.
Kamari Brown, number 4, with the touchdown. Oh, excuse me, that's number 1, Kamari Brown, his 4th touchdown of the night.
Have yourself a night, Kamari Brown.
So hold on, let me get this straight, Justin. So, yeah, so four touchdowns for Kamari Brown, 2 touchdowns for Kyrell Jameson for this Hardyville team. That running back duo is pretty deadly.
Go down.
Sounds like it.
But Hardyville looks to be well on their way to starting the season 1-0. And
here they go with the extra point. They got a pretty good kicker here for Hardyville High School. And the extra point is good. So Hardyville High School has taken the 43-32 lead with 2:48 left in the 4th quarter.
All right, so the Canes just a couple minutes away from locking down their first win of the season. Max Larage here from very Happyville right now. Hardyville football with a tremendous rally here or at least a mini rally here in this 4th quarter after falling behind a couple of times. Kickoff return for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown rescued them from being down a couple of times in this one. Canes just a few minutes away from wrapping that one up, and still looking for a couple more final updates from across the Lowco here, but we're kind of getting the picture solidified of what we have seen here in week 0. Oh boy, Carolina Academy scores again. It's a 1-possession game, 33-28. So still 4 minutes left in the game. Carolina Academy has made it a 1-score affair, 33-28.
Whoa, where did that come from?
So some late drama over there at CA. Beaufort Academy will have to try to hold off Bobcats team. Now down just by 5. Still 4 minutes to go. That's a lot of time left. So you would hope that that run game can pick up a first down or 2 and close it out. But you never know. Carolina Academy could opt for the onside kick. But see what they try to do. Still looking for a final from Whale Branch. I assume Bluffton won big there. They're up 41-0. Hilton had not a surprise, 59-12 over Stall. Hardyville trying to finish their victory off. Looking for another update between Eau Claire and Ridgeland. Last check was 14-0 in favor of Eau Claire. That's where we are.
Yeah, I haven't seen any more scores. Let me ask Justin real quick. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Ray hasn't updated anything.
Yeah, well, maybe you may have dipped after that big time start for Bluffton.
Well,
it's a long trek back. It's a long trek back from Seabrook.
That's true.
And of course, 3 more games tomorrow. We got Fort Dorchester.
Oh boy, it's getting interesting here in Ridgeland. Bethune-Bowman has just scored a touchdown. A decent short pass that goes in for a touchdown by number 9 for Bethune-Bowman. It is now 41-38 with 2:21 left in the game.
43, correct? 43-38. How much time?
How much time, Max?
Hold on. 2:21 left in the game.
Okay, 2:21 to go. That's a ton of time.
Yeah.
That is a lot of time. Well, with how this game's been going back and forth, that is all the time in the world.
That's only high school league football for you. You really don't. Sometimes you really never know until it's over. I believe the Bluffton game has ended, but we still don't have a final score. So once we get it, we'll let you know. If anyone has that. But very tight once again here in Hardyville. After another Bethany Bowman score.
And
Ray Alonso did leave after Bluffton scored that touchdown to make it 35-0. So we do not have a current score on Bluffton. I also asked Justin. He does not have an update regarding the Ridgeland Eau Claire game as of yet.
Okay. So a couple of tight ones here in the Skeeza ranks, or at least one in Skeeza, one in high school league. Hardyville up by 5, 43-38. And Buford Academy clinging to a 5-point lead as well. Did Bethune Bowman convert on the try?
It does say Bluffton did win, but we do not have a score.
Okay, so 43-38, or did Bethune Bowman punch in the 2?
what's going on there, Max?
Just some back and forth penalties.
Okay.
Offsetting penalties here. A bit of unsportsmanlike conduct from both teams at the moment. It's getting a bit chippy.
Yeah.
Getting a bit chippy late in the game with just 2 minutes left in this game and counting.
So they haven't made an extra point or gone for 2 yet. The flags have taken place after the touchdown.
Hold on one second. Sorry. What was that question, Marcus?
The Wes and I are trying to figure out if the 2-point conversion has been made yet, or if they went for an extra point.
Hold on. I gotta ask Justin something real quick. Give me 1 second. I gotta figure this out. Give me a second.
Sure.
So trying to get that situated over here in the Ville.
All right. So I have a correction here. So that touchdown from Bethune Bowman did not count. It was called back on a penalty, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty with an ejection in the game as well on Bethune Bowman's side, and then the second ejection was made on Bethune Bowman as well. It's been getting a bit chippy here. So the score right now is 43-32 in favor of Hardyville High School with 2:02 remaining.
Wow, so Bethune Bowman shooting themselves in the foot a couple of times late now on a unsportsmanlike conduct, resulting in 2 ejections right there. So it is getting quite chippy here, late stages in Hardyville. Still Bethune Bowman's ball, however.
And then you said, Wes, that Buford Academy's locked up in a tight one.
Yes, that is a 5-point game right now.
Wow.
It was pretty well in control for BA.
Sorry, did you just say it's a tie ball game?
No, it's a tight game.
Carolina Academy,
5-point game.
33-28 Buford Academy. And
do we know how much time's left in the game?
4 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of time. Okay, wow. And
BA at one point had a 27-7 lead, I believe. At one point in the game, they're up 33-13 as well, with a minute left in the third. And Carolina Academy's made it pretty interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting game over at for Carolina Academy and Buford Academy. That's I don't think I saw that one coming. I thought Buford had that one in the bag.
Yeah. Well, all you got to do is put together a couple of first downs and run out the rest of that clock, but certainly much easier said than done for this team. Carolina Academy has shown some life late That's it's one of the few games we have left that we have not seen go final here tonight. Bluffton game did. They won, but still waiting the final score. Hilton at 59, Stall 12. Hilton at Christian Academy all over, or at least, decent win over Battery Creek, 36 to 20. Still waiting on the Eau Claire Ridgeland final over there. Manning, North Manning 37, JP2 nothing. 66-24 Carlton Prep over St. John's Christian. So Carlton Prep bounces back. Thomas Herbert Academy did not get played. Jefferson Davis beat Cross 52-6. And of course, 3 more games on Monday. Fort Dorchester, Beaufort, Hampton County, Colleton, Academic Magnet, Patrick Henry all moved to Monday.
All right. Well, another flag for Bethune-Bowman. My goodness, this is getting very chippy here. And it will be, I believe it will be either 3rd or 4th down here. I want to check real quick. Give me 1 second. So that penalty is on Bethune-Bowman. See how many yards it is on Bethune-Bowman, because Hardyville has accepted that penalty.
Oh my goodness! On 4th and 12, Beaufort Academy with the clutch score.
Wow.
To Ben Davis with 2 minutes left to extend the lead to 41-28.
Wow! Wow!
What a gutsy decision!
Yeah, what a play!
That'll about do it there.
That is incredible.
Word.
At that point in the game, I mean, you were in 4th down and long. If you don't convert, you give the ball back to Carolina Academy with a bunch of time still left and good field position. That is some belief in your offense if you're Nick Schufer to keep your guys on the field.
Yep, absolutely.
It pays off. That is
so. They're down about 15, 20 yards. And Bethune-Bowman got the first down with 29.5 seconds left in this game. So they are trying to drive down the field and see if they can make this a game. But I think this game is over. As Hardyville is ahead by 11 points here.
Time at this point, All right, we have a final for the Bluffton Whale Branch game. $49-0, according to our commentary right here.
Interception, Hardyville. Kamari Brown with the interception. Boy, he's been everywhere today. And that is going to do it. With 18 seconds left in the game, Hardyville is going to take this one 43-32.
Party in Hardyville tonight. Kings are going to get it done. Gutsy 4th quarter effort. They get the dub.
Yeah, that's it.
They get the win over Bethune-Bowman here tonight.
Yeah, they're looking really good. I'm looking forward to seeing them here in just a matter of a few weeks in their matchup against Hilton Head.
Certainly will be a lot tougher than this one.
And Hardyville is going to take a knee here. And
reformation.
That is going to do it. 12 seconds and counting. Hardyville takes the win 43-32.
There we go.
And we might have a water drop on the coach here. See if they get it right here.
Now there goes the horn, and there it is.
They got the water there. They got the water on him, fully on him. Fantastic win for the Hurricanes to start off the season 1-0. Great win for them over Bethune-Bowman. Got real chippy there in the end, but Hardyville got the job done, and that is going to just about do it for us here over here at Ridgeland High School. And hopefully I'll see you back in the car. So the final score from Jaguar Stadium here in Ridgeland, the Hurricanes of Hardyville High School win this one 43-32 over Bethune-Bowman.
All right, our thanks to
good stuff, Max.
Raj.
Thank you.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll see you in a second.
Max Raj reporting from Hardyville. Where is a terrific finish. Canes get it done. Start 1-0.
Yeah.
And tremendous effort. The fourth quarter didn't look good at some points, but a kickoff return for a score and a punt return for a score saved them twice, and they hold on. A couple of miscues from Bethune Bowman there, but a really nice win from the Canes to start 1-0. And that's maybe not the way you drew it up, but you get the W.
That's right. And that's what you got to do, especially early on in the season, because everybody's doing the same thing. They're managing, everything with the heat. They're managing everything, especially in the case of today. It just has been raining everywhere over the last handful of hours or so. So they're all managing that type of thing. And early on in the season, you're not nearly as well conditioned either with trying to figure everything out. So everybody's dealing with the same thing, and if you can get some early non-conference or non-region wins, that's going to be huge, because that can be a separator, especially if you have regions like 6-4A or beyond in both the high school league and in Skeeza, where people are just beating up on each other.
Not just that, but in the high school league, I mean, the playoff spots decided by RPI now, which takes into account your record and your opponent's record and all that. That stuff matters. So those wins all those wins are important when it comes to deciding who gets in the playoffs at the end of the year. Although I'm not sure if it's the same. I think it's just 4A actually. But it's possible that they do it in 1A now. But I think they do it by region finish now that I remember. So it depends on the classification, but still, I mean, you confidence wise, starting 1-0 is absolutely huge, and I think they have a chance for another one next week as they go to Whale Branch against.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Oh, I said, I'm looking forward to calling their game against Hilton Head. That's where I'm going to be next week, because I wanted to definitely see what Whale Branch and Hardyville have to offer. With the fact that I've got them early on in the season, I'm going to have, of course, the Whale Branch Ridgeland game. That's our first game on September 5th, and then the following week we'll have Hardyville at Hilton Head. So I definitely need to get to that game to see what Hardyville and Whale Branch can offer, because it's going to be interesting with those two teams being the road teams that I'll see against Ridgeland and Hilton Head in that order. Going to be very interesting. But like we've said, huge win for Hardyville, and that Whale Branch is going to want to get some revenge on anybody. It just happens to be Hardyville. They're playing next week at home. Give them credit for giving up one touchdown less this year, but I really thought they'd have a chance to score. Bluffton again looks absolutely incredible.
And they do, and we have Ray Alonso here on the show to talk to us about Bluffton here. We welcome him, our good friend Ray Alonso here at the Lowco Pigskin Live. How are you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
What's up, bud?
Great to hear from you. And you were there for Bluffton's much anticipated debut with preseason hype. Finally getting out of the station and playing some football on the tracks, and looked good from what we saw. They got the shutout win, which was expected, but talking about what you saw from this Hayden Gregory squad here in 25.
Yeah, they didn't look great on their first drive, and they made a couple of big stops defensively. Defensively against Whale Branch, they looked good. I don't know how good their defense is going to be moving forward, but the offense kind of just kept chipping away in the first half. And after the second touchdown, McCarthy did throw a pick in the end zone.
Sorry about that.
But it was right after that the offense really started to roll. And I know I don't have all the names. I don't have the list in front of me, but they're running 3.
Cordell Holly.
Holly. What a
his name. He is such an underrated piece of the offense. He really broke out last year, and now he's really picking it up from where they left off. But they're going to need him a lot this season.
Yeah, he runs. He was knocking some guys over. He's got some big lower half on him, and he did some damage to them. And then, like I said, McCarthy threw the first pick, and then he came back and just kind of. Again, I don't know how good Whale Branch defense is, but he was just kind of picking them apart in the second half.
Well, it's a rebuild year for Whale Branch. There need to be some looks down the field. it's it's just a matter of finding that grit rhythm. I think it was a good opener in the sense that you want to find that groove early, and they'll be tested very quickly. Bluffton will, but get the bad mojo out of your system if you're Bluffton, and you always get those jitters first game of the year. And bouncing back after that interception, certainly not what you want to see against the Whale Branch team trying to rebuild defensively, but you were able to find that groove as it went along. But did you see any of Carnell Warren in this game?
What was that?
Carnell Warren, did you see any of him in this game?
Yeah, he caught a couple of passes. I think he actually scored it. Well, they had a nice pass down the sideline. They stopped the Whale Branch in the third quarter, and came right out, threw to him down the sideline for what would have been a touchdown, but they called it back for offsides on the offense. But it was a good pass. I mean, it was a 45, 50 yarder. He just ran right by the cornerback and the safety that was supposed to be over there helping him out. But he caught a couple of shorter passes. They really threw deep 2 or 3 times while I was there. And that one, like I said, was the one that pulled back. And the other 2, I think, went for touchdowns.
Yeah, Gregory loves to throw it. They're a fun offense to watch. When they're firing all cylinders, they can be really exciting. And sometimes it takes them a game or two for them to really get going. And I'm excited to see what they do with back home opener, which will be exciting next week as they face Andrew Jackson, then Savannah Country Day for a pair of home games. But this one you're just trying to get back into shape. That first game and shake off any rust that might be in there for a starting quarterback like Aiden McCarthy. But he's a dude. He's just time to get his feet wet, and I expect him to fire away as we get into these next few games. But I want to talk about this May River team who really impressed last night as they took down Airport 37-8. I got to say, I did not expect that lopsided win for the Sharks team. Are you impressed with what you saw from this Bonneville coach squad?
I didn't get a chance to see it. I know I heard a lot about it. And I did see them in their spring game, and I really thought they were going to be in a rebuild mode because they looked small. They didn't look very strong at the time. But to go out on your first game and put up, what'd you say, 35 or 38 points?
37-8.
37.
Yeah. So that's a good sign that he's got them definitely in the right direction, and they're all working together.
Yeah, I think the defense has really been that exciting portion of this team that has really improved more so than I thought. I think that unit is really playing well together, and they're going to be a tough unit for anyone to face in this region. And obviously you saw Bluffton tonight. Hilton Head got a big win. May River impressed. Are you favoring any team in this region? Because right now I think it's completely up for grabs. Now I don't think Bluffton did much, even though they won in the shutout fashion. I don't think they did it as much to really separate themselves. I think it is very close between those 4 teams: Bishop England, Bluffton, May River, and Hilton. I think all 4 have a chance this year.
Yeah, I mean that Hilton Head team looked pretty good from what the updates from everybody. So that's they've got their returning quarterback,
Renajewski.
Yep.
Yeah.
So between them and Bluffton, you've got two guys who got a lot of experience now. Oops, sorry. Under their belts as quarterbacks. So that's going to be a lot, down the road. And now it's going to be up to them staying healthy and playing together, and hopefully the defenses can stand up.
Absolutely. And Hilton Head especially prides themselves with BJ Payne as the defensive coordinator on the defensive side. I mean, I think, to my eye, it's between Bluffton and Hilton Head for me at the moment. I don't know much at all about Bishop England.
They're going to be very good again, from what I heard.
You can't count May River out, but I think to me, Bluffton and Hilton Head just have the slight edge. And I think, as we've talked about, especially the last couple of weeks, too bad they couldn't play today, but
Right.
we'll see them on Monday. I think Beaufort's going to be improved too. They're
Yes,
having,
I think now I haven't seen them yet, so I'm not sure. They might be a step behind, but I'll tell you what, if they really start to get their squad moving quickly in the right direction, they could
right.
be right there as well. So don't count out Beaufort.
The injury bug hit them
Yeah,
immensely last
I
year. That
know.
wasn't the entire problem for them during the year, but that was a good portion of it. I
It was the
expect
weekend, too.
Beaufort to win a few more games this year and have a chance to be in the middle of everything there in that 6-4 region.
I'm not sure. Bishop England was supposed to play St. John's. I don't think they got that one in, or at least I haven't seen a score from there. So, and now I think they're in that Charleston area, so it's unlikely that they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St.
So
John,
they,
St. John's in that Charleston area, so they may have moved that game to potentially
yeah, it
Monday.
looks like they may have moved that game to next week, or at least that's if Max Preps is correct, because yeah, or I think, or at least actually, what may have happened is they play a different team. They're supposed to play a different team, and that game got taken off, and they play St. John's in week 1 next week. So that might be what is happening here for the Battling Bishops. But yeah, they got St. John's, they got Hanahan, which will be a really interesting one. They go up. They got to play at Porter Gal. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Team that beat Hilton Christian Academy. Good skis team against a good high school league team. Could be exciting. Although Bishop England probably will be favored in that one, but that's a nice crossover matchup as well.
Yeah.
Looking to see if we scan one more update here from PA. I know they look like they were in control after getting that last touchdown. I've not seen a final, but looking pretty good after they got that last score to go up 2 possessions again. So they were in a pretty good spot to hold on there and go 2-0 on the season. And then we're still looking for Ridgeland, Eau Claire, and then I believe we got the rest of them. I think we're just looking for some of the scores to go final. But Ray Alonso, Bluffton's defense, I think that's the key this year for them. What did you see? Obviously, this is a Whale Branch team rebuilding, but for this Bluffton defense, did you see any strong signs from that unit individually or just collectively as they're able to take care of their business in their first game?
They did take care of business, but they did a lot of good team. A lot of guys around the ball. Not too many solo tackles at all. They were all doing their job. And then when the help was needed, it came. They were swarming all over them. Whale Branch didn't get much of any type of big run at all. And they really only had basically it was a quarterback sneak that they were running. A couple of little sweeps here and there. But other than that, they had cut them down pretty good.
I tell you what, I've said this for the last couple of weeks, and knowing what Bluffton has, and then seeing, despite the weather and a little bit of a slow start, feeling out Battery Creek by HHCA. HHCA and Bluffton really, to me, look very similar. I don't think they quite mirror each other, but it's close. There's a lot of talent, definitely on both those teams for sure. And I completely forgot to mention when I was talking to you guys a lot about what I saw with HHCA and BC. We know that Reed McCollum has an arm, and he showcased that as well as his legs in some huge moments. I mentioned Joey Hopt with some big catches, Gem with some big catches, obviously a few huge touchdown passes for certainly Reed McCollum. So that's another factor that we all know about in his game, and he showed it off, as well as his ability to scramble and do everything from being the general when he had to be, in terms of the field general, to making big plays with his legs and his arm. He's just the consummate talented quarterback and leader of that football team.
Yeah. I mean, that's a trait you'd love to see him have, and he shows it from game to game. I mean, that just having that year under center under his belt, I think he's just a more improved quarterback compared to what we saw last year. And I think the skill position guys around him have gotten better as well. I mean, you go through this game and some guys really showed up and made important plays. Gem scored a touchdown on a screen from what I saw. Haupt,
Yeah,
who
28 yarder or so.
Has the receiving core gotten better? Because I think one of the things for Christian Academy is they were struggling to find those reliable targets. Like I remember back in the day when they had guys like Speedy Robinson a couple of years ago when they won state championship. And
Junkyard dog crew.
of course, Shapey Peduzzi, who we just had, Jackson Lanier. I just feel like the last few years they haven't had those go-to playmakers, and are they starting to find some now?
I think they are, based off what I saw, and with the fact that everybody's a year older. Thomas Gem is a huge find for them, and the fact that he was able to go over there. So I think putting it together, and again, conditions were a big factor tonight everywhere. But I think that they will, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again against Beaufort Academy. I'll have the call of that game in the middle of October. That's definitely going to be fun. I think HHCA is one of the real deals in Skeeza and one of the real deals here in the Lowco for sure. And I think they are putting those things back together, even with their special teams doing some things too.
I think they have a real shot to really take this deep this year in Skeeza 3A. They look a lot more experienced, more composed, and you have a guy under center that has that leadership that you need to really propel a team to that next level and find a way to take them deep. And Reed McCollum has all those traits. He is that kind of guy, and I think he could be that guy at the next level as well when all is said and done at Christian County. He just really fits that mold really well, and he's got the good endorsements from JP Peduzzi and a ton of other Eagle alumni and fans. So I think this Hilton Christian County team is going to be right there in the conversation of state championship contender in 3A football. We've got one Hilton Christian County, then in 1A, I think we've got one in both college and prep and Beaufort Academy, which I'll give them one last check and see if they went final. I still have not seen it. Let me check another spot and see if we have a final update over there from BA, but they were up 2 scores with 2 minutes to go. So as long as something crazy didn't happen, they will be 2-0 on the year. And we'll bring it back home. Let's see. Yes, we do have a final. 41-28. BA gets the victory. Despite a tough sequence there, they almost let it slip away, or at least they almost gave Carolina County a chance to rally all the way back. But let's see, 4th down call late. That's a heck of a coaching job by Nick Schuford.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of got a little scary there. I mean, at one point, Beaufort Academy was well ahead, and then, out of nowhere, Carolina Academy made it a 1-score game, and you're like, this could get interesting. And, Beaufort Academy just showed that, they have a strong enough team that, when it gets a bit challenging towards the end of the game, they can find ways to put it away. So I think if you're Beaufort Academy, that's a good win for you. Again, Carolina Academy made it an interesting game. I mean, we remember that game from last season between those two teams in the first round of the playoffs. So, it's a good win for Beaufort Academy. I think, we talked, throughout this show that, this Beaufort Academy team is no joke. They are seriously dangerous. My thought process on that is, I really think there's not anyone in that region that could, take down that Beaufort Academy team. I just think they are too strong. Yeah. I mean, Colin and Prep might be the only ones that I think in that region.
Yeah, obviously, we haven't seen Thomas Hayward yet, but I just think that Beaufort County is a little bit more than Thomas Hayward, even with Tonio Banner I just think that's a more complete team that you're seeing with Buford Academy right now. It showed a lot in that resiliency and holding on to get that win today. So a lot to like with the BA squad as we move forward. But go one last check through the scores here, and then give our final thoughts, and then call it a night here on Lowco Pigskin Live. Your final scores here from week 0. Of course, yesterday, St. Andrews 28, Hilton Head Prep 14, Maryville 37, Airport 8. Those were yesterday's scores. Here tonight, Bluffton 49, shutout win over Whale Branch 49-0. Hilton Head 59, Stall 12. Christian Academy of Hilton Head Christian Academy 36, Battery Creek 20. Hardyville with a big time 43-32 win. Start off the season 1-0 over Bethany Bowman. Eau Claire was up 14-0 over Ridgeland. We are still looking for a score over there. If anyone knows that one. Lawrence Manning 37, JP2 nothing. So after a really strong start for JP2 last week, they fall to a good Lawrence Manning team. Colleton Prep 66, St. John's Christian 24, big bounce back from the Warhawks. BA 41, Carolina Academy 28. Thomas Area Bethesda Academy was canceled. I'm not sure if that one will be replayed or played at some point. And then Jefferson Davis 52, Cross 6, 8-man final there. And then 3 more games on Monday to wrap up the slate. Fort Dorchester at Beaufort, which could be a fun one. Hampton County at Colleton County, big rivalry there. And then Academic Magnet at Patrick Henry, which also could be pretty interesting as well. But shouting out some more sponsors before we finalize this show here tonight. Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best Base Hit Life, basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of Lowco Sports. Find him at Rude Living Wellness in Bluffton. Get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Revenant's Wrestling Club is the official wrestling sponsor, presenting sponsor of Lowco Grind. Barefoot the Low Country, floor so clean your feet will thank you. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Richland, whether you need a haircut or not. Also, Hudson Seafood on the Docks. Great place for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Island. Presenting sponsor of Under the Bus, which will be back in September. Twinge and Twombly, personal injury attorneys, rare name, remarkable service. And finally, Hilton Island, windows and doors. Coach Barron, improving your view of the Low Country. So any final thoughts about what we have seen tonight here in week 0?
Pretty big statement wins for just about everybody. And, teams are going to be feeling their way out a little bit here in the first few weeks of the season for sure, especially with staggered starts with a couple of teams playing last week, the majority of them getting started tonight, and then even a few on Monday. Do we know the times for those games on Monday by chance?
I think most of them are around that 6:30 on Monday.
I think 6 o'clock for Beaufort, actually. I think Beaufort's an early kick.
I believe Hampton and Colleton County will be playing at Colleton County on Monday at, I think, 6:30.
All right. Yes. So Beaufort will be playing 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So a little earlier than normal. 6 p.m. kickoff against Fort Dorchester.
Okay.
Trying to think what that third game, what time that third game will be, but I think it's 6:30 on Monday as well.
Yeah. Well, but we'll have to confirm that one. But yeah, I mean, Beaufort Academy, really gutsy performance on the road. Really proud of that Hardyville team, Max, because certainly faced some adversity twice there in that fourth quarter, some key special teams plays, but just overall, the defense, stood tall when they had to late. A lot to like about, and I think they got a good chance against Whale Branch next week. I mean, Whale Branch certainly is a rebuilding team in 1A or 2A, but I think this one will be an interesting game, and I think Hardyville has a chance to win it.
Looking forward to catching that next Friday.
Yeah, I got to see both Whale Branch and Hardyville tonight. Whale Branch, in my opinion, through that first half, Whale Branch just looks confused. I just feel like they were playing lazy in that first half. They just were making mistakes left, right, and center. When we say they're a team that's rebuilding might be an understatement for this team this year. They're very young. They don't have a lot of size. They have some decent sized players, but when it comes to their receivers, don't have a lot of size. Not really using the passing game. Really more of a quarterback run game. It's a work in progress for Whale Branch, and it's going to be that way for the next couple seasons or so. I think Hardyville has more speed, and I think they might overall have a little bit more size on the front line than Whale Branch currently does.
That's saying something.
Yeah,
that is saying something. They got some decent sized dudes on that Hardyville line. I mean, they got some decent sized guys on Whale Branch's line, but they're all very. It just looked like a really inexperienced Whale Branch team, and obviously first year head coach, brand new coaching staff, a lot of players left both through graduation and of course the transfer portal as well. So they're definitely trying to build this team, and they are starting from scratch right now. So I wouldn't put it past Hardyville, because I think Hardyville's got some speed. Those two running backs and Kamari Brown and Kyrell Jameson, they are going to be a problem for Whale Branch next Friday, and I wouldn't put it past Hardyville to win out against Whale Branch.
I mean, I haven't picked it yet. We'll talk about coming up this week, but feeling good about Hardyville's chances to potentially go 2-0, which would be awesome. Start the season for them, and then I'm just pumped to see all these 6-4-8 teams get going. And of course, we still have Beaufort to look forward to on Monday, but Bluffton, obviously, you expect them to win convincingly. Hilton had really impressed me. Even though they gave up a couple of points, I like the way they showed their offensive punch early in that game. And then, May River, what they did yesterday, very, very impressive statement victory against a good Airport team on the road. Defense was sensational. They've got some exciting guys in the run game as well, who found a way to break through some holes and pick up some impressive performances in that first game for the Sharks. So keep an eye on that May River team. I'm excited to see how they do. It really could be a fun, first half of the season to really see where these teams fit ahead of the start of region play. So buckle in. It's going to be a fun next couple of weeks, and we are just getting started. Week 0, not in the books yet. We still have 3 more games on Monday. We'll wrap all of those up on the Lowco Sports Lowdown on Monday night. I'm not sure who's going to be at which game, but
I think I have work off on Monday, so I might go back out to Colleton County, which was where I originally was going to go today before the game got rescheduled to Monday. So I might be out at Colleton County on Monday night.
I'm sure if he can manage it, I'm sure Jimmy will be out.
Well, I mean, he never misses a Beaufort game. He's been to like 10,000 in a row.
I wouldn't put it past big old Jimmy there.
Yeah.
He would
Jimmy
definitely
will be there.
I don't remember the number, but he's been to like every Beaufort game since some crazy year in the past.
He's been attending Beaufort games for 51 years.
Yeah.
And he's only like 52 or 53.
It's in his blood, man. It's in his blood.
No doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Sure, but looking forward to see what you have to say about this Beaufort team on Monday. You mentioned one of the other games going on that day as well. We also got Hampton County Colleton and Academic Magnet Patrick Henry. So I'm sure Strickland will have some words on that one as well on Monday night. So we will talk to you then. Exciting start to the high school football landscape here in 2025, and a lot more to come. So for Max Araj, Ray Alonzo, Marcus Walsh, I am Wes Kerr. Thanks for joining us here for the Week 0 edition of Lowco Pigskin Live. And we will see you next time for Monday night's encore edition of more high school football talk and recapping, and potentially some more friends to join us as well. So once again, we thank you for joining us here tonight, and until then, go Lowco.